So Idubbbz is just ignoring the consequences of his own actions, and I thought I'd just talk about some YouTube drama. Why not?
Huzzah.
Yeah. So we'll start off with, if you actually wanted to save the world, why feminist immigration policy will save the West, which is on lotus.com, which I am still annoyed that nobody has implemented in the Kingdom of England, but we'll get that one day.
Didn't Italy at one point flirt with the idea?
Yeah. Should have done it.
Based Italians strike again. There we go.
God damn it, Maloney. Get on with it. Anyway, but we'll move to the news, because you may remember, if you did not remember and you were not kept up to date, Idubbbz used to do content cop and was funny and made sense. And then he did this, where he made a video. I don't know if you can hit play on these, because the screenshots are somewhat important, in which he's whining about some guy, Creator Clash, was friends with Sam Hyde, and therefore kicked him from the event.
Oh no.
Because, oh no, he's a friend with a man who makes comments about my wife being a bad wife.
I mean, didn't he try and make a documentary about Sam Hyde that painted him in a really bad light?
I don't know the full details of their interactions, because I don't think they ever actually released it, so it's hard to say. But what is public and we can say about is the fact that Idubbbz had a freaked out because a man who was going to be in Creator Clash was friends with Sam Hyde, and that's unforgivable. Reason why, because Sam Hyde is a misogynist. It didn't make any sense. None of the arguments he made in this made any goddamn sense.
He's criticizing my missus, and therefore he must be a misogynist.
So then a friend of his can't be in my fight for charity because, yeah, it was crap. It didn't make any. I mean, what was annoying is people kept playing clips of Idubbbz from the past when he used to shave his head and be funny, and he made better arguments as to why this should just be ignored because it's the internet. No one cares. Someone said rude things on the internet. I know.
It's quite rare for someone to get to that sort of realization and then backtrack. Yeah. And I think the reason for that is on screen in the corner up there. But sorry, do carry on.
That's just a theory. An OnlyFans whore theory. Anyway, moving on. Go to the next one, because he then did a video where he came out and said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you do? He said he's sorry for making Content Cop because it was funny. Yeah, he's apologizing that he was rude and caused harassment and blah, 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 except that obviously it was factual, logical, and comedic points in a video. Even the content creators you were making fun of ended up agreeing with you that you were right to do so. Even the one he's most butthurt about, in which he said a racial slur. But the point was that the person in question had no problem with racial slurs until it was someone else, and then they could sit like a white woman who's like, I'm part of BLM. And it was embarrassing. And even she said, yeah, you were right. Take the piss out of me.
Holding people to high standards is not something you should be ashamed of. And calling people out for their bad behavior is normally a good thing.
So for people who don't know, he then threw his own audience on the bus by saying, how dare you find my joke's funny, you scum. And then, well, the response was, if you go to his social blade, is you can, I'll scroll down on this, we can see that, well, what happened? He decided to delete a bunch of his own stuff. I mean, look at that. There you are.
Ooh.
That's 200 million views.
Wow.
Because he unlisted Content Cop, so if you don't have a link to it, you couldn't see it. Audience already was kind of not finding the new Idubbbz very fun because he wasn't doing fun stuff anymore. That's just the reality of content. And then he did the butthurt, so a lot of people were like, I'm leaving. This is embarrassing.
So yeah, he's actively sort of shrinking his own audience there, by the looks of it, from those graphs.
Highly significantly as well. Not even like, okay, you're bleeding because you're not making good content. Like, whatever. Some days you make 10,000, some days you lose 10,000. You know, it's just treadmill. Here, you lose a lot because, and that's the people who are actually still active enough to even unsubscribe. Vast majority of your audience from someone who's been around for so goddamn long will just be non-engaging with YouTube at all. Most of those accounts probably people barely even do anything on, even if they do use them. So there's that. And so what happened after he decided that Sam Hyde was haunting his dreams and the Creator Clash 2 had to be turned into something about drama? Well, he did a video, The Reality of Creator Clash 2, in which he revealed, I lost $250,000.
I mean, I laugh, but that would have gone to charity, so...
It wouldn't have.
No?
So the profit was meant to go to charity.
That's what I mean, yeah.
But he was down $250, so even if he made $250, $0 would have gone to charity still.
So yeah, that would have been a massive waste of time for pretty much everyone involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if, I don't know, you hadn't caused a load of pointless drama over stuff that no one cares about. No Sam Hyde cares about. It's literally just a guy haunting you at this point. You may have been, I don't know, more popular. Your event would have been more successful. People would have brought tickets. You would have had goodwill from the public. And therefore, you would have not only paid for your event, but raise loads of money for charity, as you say. But instead, no, you lost the money. So, what does he blame this on? What would you blame this on?
If I were Idubbbz or me here right now, because
a rational human being. Let's go with that first.
I would blame it on him being a cuckold.
Yeah, he blames it on illegal streams.
I mean, that's probably a small part of it. Yeah,
he completely ignores the obvious reasons to why a lot of your own audience are not even interested in you anymore. Well, they've not only just that, a lot of them turned on you and gone, this is cringe. I'm sorry, Ian, but I'm leaving. Personally, that's my opinion. I mean, he wasn't making content I was very interested in at this point anyway, as you could see by most other people just being like bleeding subs because boring. Because he stopped making content cop because mean words. I mean, I love how just like, there we go. Idubbbz versus controversial past. I won't repeat bad words. But that's true. That's literally all he was whining about. Acting like, I don't know, he was Hitler 2.0 or something.
Sorry. It's entirely obvious, though, that his actions drove people to not want to pay for it.
Engage with his content.
Yeah.
And create a clash, too, is, well, the big thing he's doing now.
If people are big fans of what you're doing, they're willing to not pirate it and actually pay you money to support what you're doing so you can continue to do so in the future.
And there were still 50,000 people who paid for pay-per-view, he says. So that's money, which you could have had more of, but never mind. He says it's all that. It's all his fault, in fact, actually. Because he didn't pay enough attention to the illegal streams, not because of destroying their own audience, which drives your events. If you don't have an audience, you can't do public events and expect to make money. I'm sorry, it's not hard. So there's that. But whatever. And again, over what? Over Sam Hyde saying stupid words that you don't like because, I don't know, you're unable to take criticism about your wife. And therefore, Sam Hyde's the devil. Embarrassing. I mean, a lot of people...
He's the Will Smith of the internet, isn't he?
Yeah, a lot of people started posting memes of this, what could have been. They were just friends. Loving you.
To be fair, that documentary that Idubbbz did, it was like Sam Hyde teaching manliness to his autistic son.
Yeah.
It was really awkward and quite uncomfortable to watch, actually.
It's just Sam Hyde, I'm sorry, maybe you don't like his opinions, but he's not the devil. I mean, I'm sorry, if you treat him like the devil, you've fallen into the trap because you just look stupid by the end of that. All right, there's some other stuff. He decided to do a live stream to try and get back that $250,000, as you can see here. So he's getting to the ice bucket challenge part of his raising money. Because, of course, if you've got million subscribers...
It really is scraping the bottom of the barrel, isn't it?
You can still raise a lot of money if you got that. So that's $25,000. He's reached that screenshot. I don't know what he reached in the end. I wasn't even interested, frankly, because I don't know even if it makes sense. Like, you get that 250 grand, still zero goes to the charity, I assume, because that's just a loss. It's not even profit. So...
Yeah, he's just making his money back, but then couching it as, money for charity, potentially. I don't know. I haven't seen
I don't know
how
if he said he's
it.
giving this to the charity, but presumably not, because it's just the loss on the event. But then also, you're a multimillionaire.
It's all right for some.
I'm sorry, but like, no other business owner can sit there and be like, well, I lost money. Other people need to pay for this. Like, no, if you're running a business, and that's your fault. You can't sit there and be like, the profits are for me, but the losses are for everyone else. That's literally the leftist meme about capitalism, because there are people who act like that, and it's cancerous. They're like, oh yeah, the government needs to bail me out every time I lose money. But when I gain money, it all belongs to me. It's okay, whatever. It was just sad. As you can see here, here's the other thing. I think he ended up getting to the 150K, where he dressed up like a woman and did makeup. Okay, cool. Got to get your money somehow, I guess.
He's imitating his missus, who dresses up like a bloke.
I think you could argue this is technically his business, though. So, whatever. But it's just sad. I mean, it didn't need to happen. And then the last thing here that happened on that stream that people noted was that his girlfriend came out in the middle of it and mentioned that he S's himself because he has IBS. I really hope she's
As if his humiliation couldn't get any worse. His OnlyFans girlfriend outs him as being incontinent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping this was some kind of joke from her. But the thing is, I mean, I'll try and just kill the audio because I don't want to hear this, frankly. But you can see by his face, he doesn't look very happy about what she's saying. Like, there we go. Someone donates $5 as she says, so did you always ask yourself, or was it just when I met you when you had IBS? And it's like, okay, right. That's thank you, wife. I don't know what else to say to that. Just cringe. But we'll end this off on the last thing here, which is the Idubbbz, as a result, has become a cultural touchstone now for people who went back on their own content and are now embarrassing to even look at. Thank you, Seanhead, I guess. I suppose we'll play this clip.
Is that the 2 chocolate bar chick? Oh yeah! The Zoomers found the chocolate bar clip. You know the clip.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Wow, this chocolate bar sure is good. But you know what would make it better? Wow! Another chocolate bar! 2 of a thing I like! Together!
Have you considered women aren't chocolate bars? Fun fact, women are not chocolate bars. Comparing people to objects, awesome. Every once in a while, like young new Zoomers will find my channel and they'll be like, yikes. And then someone will respond like, oh, don't worry, this video is old. She's grown a lot and she's apologized for it. And it's just like, no, I didn't, and no, I haven't. Who do I look like? Idubbbz?
What is happening to the audio?
I don't know. I assume it's right. I'm not got my earpiece in because I can't find my earbud. But anyway, that's it. That's the stupid YouTube drama. And again, it's just sad to see Idubbbz doing this to himself. I'm kind of hoping that in 6 months he just turns around and goes, "Yeah, it was all a waste," because that would be the smart thing to do.
I mean, if it were up to me, I'd have him shave all his hair off again, get rid of his missus, and go back to catching coyotes in his garden, because that was my favourite content of his.
Well, there we are. Anyway, that's that. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast, The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Deep Thinks, this one on academia. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.